It's the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. I'm Doug Rice. Oh my God, I can hear the horns. I can hear them. How you doing? Wake up, get up, out of the pew. For those of you that have chosen to be in church at this very moment, right as the notification bell has most certainly sounded off and let you know I am live. Okay, so how's everybody doing? So it's 12:01, just after the afternoon here on the 14th of May, 2023. Oh my goodness. And here you are staring at me. I got to thank you for that. I do. I appreciate that. I do. I try. I want to do the best I can. I just, every week, every weekend or so, on Sunday, I try to make it something I do. I try to lead the week into it with some spiritual meat, if you will. And you shall yet still. All right, Negroes, how's it going? All right, this is Doug Rice Show. I decided a while back, about a week ago, that I was at least going to keep you up to speed with what's going on nationally, globally, some interesting tidbits of generalized news to wet your whistle for what comes after the 7 segments of topics that I prepare each show. And so this is what I have decided to do. I've decided to do just that. There are things afoot. This caught my eye. I'd like to know if it has caught yours. Hundreds of white supremacists march on the Capitol with shields and, of course, battle drums. I mean, battle drums, of course. Right? At least 150 members of the far-right group wearing masks to conceal their identity. Now, look, I gotta say, I mean, if you're a white supremacist, you need to express that all damn day without a mask on your funky little face. You coward ass. I said I was gonna stop trying so much profanity, but my God, inhumanity. March comes as experts warn about the rise of white supremacist groups and sentiment in the United States. That's from the article itself, folks, right in our face. How you like that shit? How is this in 2023 a thing? How, with the advent of all these technological niceties that we have at our fingertips, how can be this ignorance go back in time? Why doesn't it relent? From whence was it sent? You know what I mean? Dear God, I mean, you guys marched? And if you saw the video, and I don't know about this fair use thing, I don't know when to say it. You know, it ruins my swing. So I don't. I hear Brother Yacoba and Brother Teyu and Minister Dante Fortson talk about fair use, but I always just fuck it, go for abuse. So 150 of these folks. The march comes as experts warn about this rise, a rise that has always been there, simply unrisen. And now it shows its ugly, pale face. And let me tell you something, folks. It's time we woke up. Today is going to be a special show. Again, this is not a program. This is deprogramming. This is formatting. I'm trying to wipe the mental slate clean. You know what I mean? Because every last one of us as Negroes needs to get that goddamn grin off our faces, particularly in public places. Anyway, I thought you might like a little bit of news and, just not just for Hebrews. I thought this guy, look, I've listened to this guy, Dave Ramsey for a little while. Look at him, see him, this guy, right? Dave Ramsey. Guy asked Dave Ramsey if $1,000 enough for an emergency fund in 2023. His response drew lots of laughter, applause. I'm sure it was a smart-mouthed, response. This guy's a little bit, disrespectful. He says it was never designed to be enough. It's enough to keep the little things from kicking your butt off the get out of debt whack. I mean, just a bit. He's rough, man. He's a rough dude. He's helped a lot of people, true, but still, I don't know if I'd listen to you. I got too much of a smart mouth. I think the whole thing would go south. So I'm just going to leave it there. Anyway, how's the air? How's everybody doing? How you doing? Can everybody hear me? I'm sure you can, because I checked. And I made sure. And so this show will endure. Okay. Hope everybody's paying attention. Again, just bringing you up to speed on casual news currently, possibility of possible revolt about gun control. Senator Chris Murphy says, you guys keep seeing him hint about that civil war they want so desperately to fight amongst one another so that they afterwards can angle their anger toward Negroes, the final target. They're after us, right? Don't let the bait and switch, the right hand, not alone, the left hand, all that, don't let that fool you. They're after us. They never meant us to get off the plantation. And my God, roam about free in this nation, you better get that smile off your face and see what I'm talking about. All right, a little bit more, just a little more news, just so I can warm you guys up. Results start trickling in for fiercely fought elections that could unseat Turkey's Erdogan. Now, I need you to pay attention, folks. You think this is a story unrelated to us, unrelated to we trapped here amongst caucasity, but listen carefully. How this goes, so goes the rest of these snows. You know, this Erdogan, if he can fight it off, well, he'll give life and hope to the rest of these dumb coughs, if you can follow my logic. I just thought it was an interesting global view at what might be facing you. This caught me by surprise. What's this about? What happened? What happened? Did Joe look at her? Did he look in her direction and give her some attention and she fell out? Did she collapse? Joe told her good morning. And that was it. Joe just took a breath. I'm just joking. Look, let's see what's happening. There has been a steady drumbeat of journalists and pundits who are questioning the efficacy and waning influence of Vice President Kamala Harris. Waning influence. Who was there influence? She had somebody tell me who this one influenced, because I don't remember influencing. Influencing, the system to continue in its merry goddamned way. Yeah, well, maybe she's losing that. I don't know. I don't think her effort has declined. I think she's still all in, right? No. Let's see. I don't know what's going on here, but they say there are many reasons for this negative coverage against Harris, such as her speaking ability, ineptitude in media interviews, lack of a clear role in President Joe Biden's administration. Well, if Ms. Harris is so inclined to hire me at the crisp and brisk pace of roughly $250,000 a month, I will lend my talents to cleaning her up somewhat and giving her, a reason to continue in the position that she's failing at so miserably. But that aside, I really wouldn't feel right furthering this nonsense any further than it has to go further. And by my standard, it's not much further than this, but this is quite a miss. I did not see. Do you think they're thinking about replacing Missy? What do you think? No? No? What do you think? She's not able to speak well? Oh, how'd she get the job? I mean, that's a prerequisite. Ooh, stung myself. Isn't it? Right? I mean, if they say we're well-spoken, well, about a promotion, they may not be joking. 12:10 in the afternoon. It's Sunday. What else better do you got to do than look at me as I go on and on and on endlessly? See? All right. So looks like Kamala's out. We'll see. What is this? You know what? I just AI presents political peril for 2024 with threat to mislead voters. Look, these voters are already misled. I don't understand this. Computer engineers and tech-inclined political scientists have warned for years that cheap, powerful artificial intelligence tools would soon allow anyone to create fake images, video, and audio that was realistic enough to fool voters and perhaps, sway the election. Anybody paying attention to this? Anybody that's woke, that's paying attention to this, is still asleep, and so not really my concern. Listen, folks, this is a done deal. This is all baked into the reveal. This is exactly how they feel. Listen, shit's about to get real. Okay, continuing, just a little bit more news. I just want you to peruse some interesting headlines. Reality finally comes for California's reparations plan. I dared not even looked into this. Reality? Wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. The headline, ladies and germs, is reality finally comes for California's What's the reality? You ain't getting a dime? Is that what's the reality? It's gonna take forever. ever. The courts and the Supreme Court and what's the reality? You don't have the money? Is that the reality? What's the reality? It certainly can't be the feeble attempt to pay off the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade to clear your conscience and perhaps give you the permission you so desperately require to do what the fuck you want to us. No, not that. I was wondering, I'm just reaching, I'm spitballing. The Doug Rice Show. Look, this one here I didn't read. I don't know. Watch. Sports World reacts to what Brittany Griner said about the national anthem. What'd she say? Did she tell the truth? Did she say the second stanza is not for you? Did she let it out? Let's see what she said. She played in her first game since returning from Russia on Friday. Since returning, she was released. What is this? Hold on, wait, stop. Wait, she wasn't on vacation in Russia since returning. Since returning. She's still earning. Griner, one of the top players in the league, was impressed in Russia for nearly a year on drug trafficking charges, yada, yada, yada. It's like when you go for the Olympics, you're sitting there about to get gold put in your neck, the flags are going up, the anthem. It hits different. Here in the National, it hits different. Freedom will do that. A little bit of Russian prison will make you a rootin' tootin' patriot. Well, I don't know that she said anything magnanimous, and I hope back and forth you guys are not getting too cut out, but I don't care. You got to see this headlines. If you can make out what I'm saying, make it out. If not, let the chips fall where they may. I have no proclivity to stop reporting why you need to get that goddamn grin on your face. You know, it's long overdue. We've been smiling for centuries. I mean, out in public, in their face, ready to offer the warmth of a Negro smile, the comfort. It's always there, you know? And I say, at this point, it's time to deny them, to cut them off. Almost prohibition-like in denying the warm, cuddly feeling brought to them the comfort of the smile of one of us in their goddamn face. Today, it's just not the time. It's time to be serious. I mean, and look them in the eye while you're being serious. You're going to encounter a different being different. I mean, you hear me. You know what I'm saying. If you've not been out there without a shit-eating grin on your Negro face for any amount of time, if you've not taken advantage of the power that offers you, well, you just don't know what you're missing. All right, let's continue. Let's move on with the subject at hand. Just wanted to give you just a little bit of ammo, you know, let you know what we're doing here. This is Doug Rice Show. Doug Rice. It's 12:16 in the afternoon on the 14th of May, 2023. We're about halfway through this year, moving toward the next and the next, and it's getting worse. It's going to get much worse. So this particular effort, I've decided to personalize it. I want to take the 7 topics I'm accustomed to delivering, and I want to talk to you as if I'm just talking to you, me and you. That's all. So the 7 topics are kind of approaching what I'm talking about today from that perspective. So if you want to bring it in, if you want to get small, maybe get something right with. This is what I do to earn a living. I provide one-on-one Doug Rice time. But this is an obligation and a privilege. You know, I mean, I look forward to speaking to my Negro family, to the royal family of Negroes peppered throughout this penal colony. All right, here we go. Again, thanks again. Like, subscribe, share, comment. I'm not reading the comments. I'm hoping Katrina made it. I unfortunately cannot focus on what I am doing and maintaining focus on the chat. So you guys are going to have to police yourselves, or maybe Katrina is here. I pray that she is. It's going to be a good show. All right, here we go. The anchor topic, 7 topics. I've been doing this since they lost their minds on January 6th, because I saw this coming. I saw what we as Negroes are experiencing now coming back then. I lost my mind for 16, 17, 20 hours straight. I was on TikTok, just producing short after short after short. It was impressive. You know, I found my groove, and I successively lost about 8 TikTok accounts, the largest of which had 70,000 followers, which I will never repeat. Well, and so I do this at least once a week to encourage my family to prepare themselves for what's about to occur. Having seen it from so far off and now getting closer, I think it imperative that we focus and we get personal about it. Why? Because they're getting personal. Doesn't it feel personal to you? I mean, as a Negro, wherever you are right now, by yourself alone, with someone, by yourself alone. As you read the news, as you listen to the sentiment expressed by those who felt the secrecy of privacy kept from the public, their personal thoughts exposed, if you're not sickened by all that you've heard and at least have not understood it's personal, my word. It's a personal thing. They don't like Negroes specifically. I mean, that puts it in a different role. And so we're going to start as I take the helm. Here we go. All right, so here's the first thing you need to do. You, my friend, bring it in. You need to prepare to be unplugged. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you need to prepare yourselves. Yes, 100% in absolution. Prepare yourself, because they're going to either walk in and unplug you, or you're just going to look up one day and everything's going to be off. I need you to understand, one way or another, you need to prepare to be unplugged from this system, because first, you know, it's not going to be healthy to be plugged in. It's just going to be corruptive. It's going to be corruptive to the right of you. It's going to be corruptive to the left of you. Even the center is not safe in the construct that they promote. The only thing that will save you is the kingdom. But I won't get ahead of myself. Prepare to be unplugged, ladies and gentlemen. Negroes aplenty, listen carefully. They're coming up with something called the social credit system. You didn't miss this one. The social credit system differs slightly from the current credit system they use, based primarily on their financials and all the other expansion that you might calculate. But this goes more into a personal realm. They talk about your friends, they talk about your work, they talk about your home. Shit, they talk everywhere. And they calculate how socially acceptable you may be to do certain things. It's happening in China, as you might see. And I can tell you, it's going to be some interesting calculations. Going to be some very, very interesting. Prepare to be unplugged. Prepare to unplug yourself. You may feel the current situation in trying to unplug yourself has a stick-to-itiveness that makes it unable for you to simply pull away. When the current switch is on, when the light switch is flipped, well, at that point, you might be stuck to the wall and you won't have anywhere to go. You better think about this. Prepare yourselves, Negroes, to be unplugged. What if the cost of being black in America was more than you could pay? I mean, they seem to be on their calculator every goddamn day. And I'm feeling the quotient. I'm getting the notion. I'm starting to get it. You know, I see, I read it. You better understand what they're asking, what they're about to ask you. Their control that they're going to demand. It's going to be amazing. I can tell you. Hope you understand. Prepare to be unplugged. How to come out of the system. How to unplug yourself. How do you do that? How do you not love this shit? I tend to look at the end game of it all. You know, the furthest calculation clear beyond the wall. You think about what these folks are doing. Think about all the lives they're set to ruin. I mean, it's a plan they have. I mean, it's nothing to laugh at, and it isn't. I mean, and it's on their minds. It's on their children's minds. It's on their youth's minds. It's on their military's minds. I mean, this white supremacy is a disease that's infectious and catching, if you please. Next, all right, so 1224. That's the opening. I hope you like that. All right, how do you survive? Pray without ceasing. That's how you stay alive. Pray without ceasing. There's a scripture that talks about, it's in Proverbs, no doubt. Talks about putting God first always, always turning your attention. In all your ways, take notice of him, and he himself will set your path straight. That's a powerful promise. So I pondered how you might set your path straight. And you've got to kind of dovetail and match up like a puzzle, one scripture to another to complete the thought. You pray without ceasing. You pray without releasing. You pray it during the day, you pray at night, you pray when you're wrong, you pray when you're right, you pray without stopping. Now, what's prayer? Subject prayer is just a conversation. It's bookended by the introduction and the ending. There's simply no pretending. That's all it is. It's a conversation you have with the creator of creation. So pray without ceasing, even in sin. How do you expect to win? While you are contemplating whatever you are about to do, whether it's wrong or right, pray about it day or night. Pray, for goodness sakes. It's how you keep him in front. Don't make no mistakes. In this environment, that's what it calls for. So many others, lies that they fall for. It's like that. I don't know. Just take notice of the Most High by remaining in prayer, and by that you comply. There it is there. Oh, stop it. It's 12:26. These are the topics. Look, this is what I've been doing for a while. You know, I walk about the public without a smile. But Negro prose is now my style. Get over it. All right, here we go. There's another bit of advice I have for you personally. Put them all behind you. Put them all behind you. Who is them? You know who they are. Whether they're close, whether they're far, you know who they are. We just need to keep the distance. They expose themselves with very little resistance. Keep them all behind you where they belong. No, me saying that is not wrong. We are set apart. a people of special possession. And we have paid for our transgression. Now is the time to realign our Negro minds. The only way to do that is to put them far behind you. Be always revolving against them. Revolving. Why do I say always revolve? It's real simple. It's a problem you'll solve, because as you turn your back, they come to the face. As you turn it again, you're back in that place. And so you have to maneuver your space. Keep them behind you, out of sight and out of mind. If you do that on the daily, I'm sure you'll find that the release of the construct they've built within your mind slowly dissipates and begins to unwind. Put them behind you, always. And do me a favor, Negroes, leave them there. Oh, please. Yes, leave them there. Once you've turned your back on the world, the nations that represent the world, and all the world represents, that's how you put them behind you. Once you've done that, leave it there. Like luggage you set down and intentionally forget to take with you, because they are a burden. All right, that's it. We're just moving on. Just moving on. Next. Hope everybody's enjoying what I'm doing. If you are, please like, subscribe. I've got something here. Hold on. Here it is. I believe. There you go. If you're so inclined to support this effort, please do so. There are the links and information, and there you go. Okay. This next one's pretty, I think, vital to your survival. Negroes need to plant yourself firmly. Firmly. Plant yourself. What does it mean when you plant yourself firmly? First, before you start planting, just remember, you got to choose fertile soil. Till that sucker up before you dig in and put yourself in there. Inspect all that you're about to grow within. And remember that where you are putting yourself will remain hidden for as long as you grow. So that foundation must be strong, as you know. Plant yourselves firmly, Negroes. Dig deeply within. Dig and excavate all of your sin. Just plant yourself firmly and don't be easily uprooted. Don't be silenced, don't be muffled, don't shut up and don't be muted. Plant yourself. Listen to me, they're always trying to move the Negro needle, ain't they? I mean, if you say just enough for the wrong thing, there's always one of them out there offering to bring their viewpoint into proximity to yours so that, your viewpoint declines and theirs endures. Plant yourselves firmly mentally first. Don't allow your mind to easily thirst. I like that. Brace against the winds that are sure to come. Understand. Well, I'm not going to do that. Just remember, folks, they're going to test everything you got. And the testing hasn't even begun. We're not even on the run. Not yet. And they telegraph what they want to do. They telegraph by all they show you. The Purge movies, their zombification of themselves and others, their retribution. Payback seems to be a theme of theirs. Now, not that they want any payback put upon themselves. They much more would have the payback they'd like to administer. And I understand that. It's a little bit more sinister. Moving on. Plant yourselves firmly, just do it. All right, I gotta go. Here we go. Next one. You know. Protect your Negro mental. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, the attacks are real, huh? You know exactly how I feel. Protect your Negro mental. Again, folks, I'm gonna tell you, this is real personal. This isn't by coincidence. This is about Negroes. This is about our 400 years sentence. It's over. You know, I hear Brother Yacoba, I hear Brother Teu, Brother Dante Fortson, I hear the three ministers, as I call them, my three ministers. And this is personal. The attacks upon us from all sides, at all angles, at all times is a personal attack. An undeclared, declared war of secrecy out in the open is being put upon Negroes with murderous effect. And again, I am just the messenger. I don't know. I'm just a guy that yells a lot, that's talked for 35 years and will continue to talk. But if you want the scriptural facts, you go to T.I. Ministries, you go to Dante Fortson, you find these guys where they're to be found. YouTube, Amazon, you've got websites, naturally. And they're the only individuals that I would count on, only because in every respect they go from scripture to point, from point to scripture and back and forth. It's like ping pong. It's an educational meat fest of spiritual nourishment. And that's where you go to find out the facts comparative to scripture. But at all times, protect your Negro mental against the relentless assault against Negroes, one and all. Specifically, y'all, listen, when you hear them attack a Hamite, step back. It's only because they're mistaken for us. Now, I don't care about opinions. I simply call it as I see it. But they seem to have a hair up their asses about everything that reminds them of Negroes and their part in us being here. That specifically seems to be caught. So, the master lock in protecting your Negro mental is not having a goddamned grin on your faces. I mean that. I mean that if you consider locks as they are, I use the term master lock only because, they come in different sizes, right? And the larger the lock, the more formidable the ability to transverse the lock and get through. The smaller the lock, well, the more of an invitation. So the more serious-minded you go about this nation, carrying yourself in royal negrosity, the more you'll see the complex that slowly washes across their faces. Well, that'll be all she'll wrote. The rest will just be history. So protect your Negro mental. Keep your thoughts. Keep them. Don't express what you believe, and don't accept what they expect you to receive. Come to your own Negro conclusions. Don't be under Caucastic delusions. The filter through which you magnify the conclusions you come to should not be marred or affected by those who would rather be interjected into our mental. You understand. Protect it. For God's sake, protect it. It's a door. No smile, it's a door. A lock, key. They've nowhere to go. They have nothing to see. You read me? Of course, you've got to pull yourself together. Seriously, You've got to pull yourself together, man. There's no reason to fall apart. Let me tell you what's happening. Self-unification first. You think about this, not the nation, the thirst. You have to be together internally in order to get anything done historically. And pulling yourselves together, count on no one that is unproven. There are few that should be in your life that are unproven. I do a calculation of association. It's very simple. Hold on. The calculation is extremely rudimentary in its inception. You have to conclude if the individual in your connection is bringing something to your life or taking something from it. Are they adding to your existence or are they taking away? And on top of that calculation, I have this to say, is what they're taking a loss you're willing to accept? Remember, if it isn't, then it's you who is inept. Pull yourself together. Don't count on anyone to help you. If someone does, then well, that's true love. You are in this alone, Negroes. You have the comforter, and that's it. Everyone else will eventually look inward. I mean, that's just human condition. But not to say there is not brotherly congregation. It's just with our butts trapped within this nation, just expect the infection to interfere with your Negro connection. You know what I mean. Pull yourself together. Pull yourself together. Let me tell you something. Our God expects you to succeed. Our God expects you to succeed. Our God does not expect us to succeed. In fact, I might add that our God expects the majority of us to fail. But our God expects you to succeed, if you please. Finally, and I know everybody's like, finally, 12:40 in the afternoon on the 14th of May, 2023. What can I say? I can talk ad infinitum. Just thought I'd invite him. All right. Plan on the Most High's arrival. I'm going to close with that because this means your survival. You know, some of you do not believe. Some of you are not prepared to leave. Some of you believe the tale they weaved. This is impossible to conceive. Look at the history, historically. Look at what they've done, not metaphorically. They're on some different shit. And that's just it. Where's your mind at exactly? Are you not looking forward to the return of God Almighty as a woke Negro? Then you are in correct orientation with your soul. But if you are making plans generationally to be in this nation, see, there's no plan made that won't be laid by the Creator, as he promises all of this will fade sooner or later. Plan on the Most High's arrival. I see y'all making plans out there. I see. Make your plans. Do you? Please, I'm just here talking to appease my own mental. But remember that God searches intent. I mean, he's not going to necessarily need to wonder where you went. He knows why you may have gotten up to go, but he's searching. So, are you factoring in the kingdom in everything that you do? Are you taking it into account? as this idiocy you move through. As you decide to take flight and glide maybe over to another continent, I don't know. Are you factoring in what happens afterward? Plan on the Most High's arrival. They do see something on the way here, but I'm not going to digress. I'm almost out of here. All right, folks, that's it. 7 topics. There we go. We're done. Thank you for tuning in. Doug Rice Show went a little long, but that's just how long runs. I don't care. I don't care because here's the thing. This is more important than anything. This, what I do, informing you, the royal family of Negroes. That's you. All right, so Negroes news for us. We've got some stuff, folks. Oh my God. So again, why do I do this? Why do I do this every Sunday about noon, your time, MST? Why do I do this? I do this because they're telegraphing their intent. And they seem to unrelent. I mean, you need to consider what they're showing us. I mean, this is serious business. And I smile with you. I offer you all the warmth I can because I want you to be, you know, as comfortable as possible as I deliver this horrible news. So that having all of this out of your system when you face the system, you can do so seriously, armed to the teeth with information, and there's no mystery. You understand what you're facing. So let's go. All right, 12:44, 1:45. What do you got to do? If you got to do it, you're done. Let's move to the first story in all its weirdness and glory. What about this? What is the deal, man? Pentagon leaks suspect Jack Teixeira was prepared for a violent race war against Black and Jewish people. So I guess he thinks that Black and Jewish people are going to team up. I don't think that's happening, but look at him. Isn't he just adorable? Oh, look at him. You would never expect that behind that face sits a murderous, terroristic mass killer. My God, I mean, is the makeup? I don't know. Is it the lighting? I just can't picture him fighting. I mean, here's the deal. This kid wants a. What did you know? Have you ever been in a race ride? Not to say that I have, but it ain't like fun and games. It's not. Nobody's gonna be playing pinochle and shit. What is this kid talking about? You know what they've done is this: they've taken war, and they've put music behind it, and just the right camera angles with lighting, at the right time of day with some slow-mo, and the kids watch it and think that's how it is. So fuck it, race war. What are you growing in like little petri dishes? This little, like, they take caucasity in single cells, split them, and just start cloning themselves? What is happening? Anyway, moving on. The Doug Show. I am the Doug. Okay. I'm getting tired of this. Ask me something. Ask what Black fathers in the U.S. speak of challenges and resilience. I'm just joking. But it's going to be hard. What are you smoking? This is not easy. Being here as a Negro, you know what? But why do we have to continue with the rant about our circumstances? Why is it necessary for us to continually point out the obvious? Yes, being a Negro in the United States is hell because, well, it was created by white supremacists that enslaved us, then let us go, then fought about it, and then fought us about it. And now they're fighting each other about it, and the pendulum fucking swings. It's the same song. So I understand, yeah, it's rough in America if you're a Negro. It's not gonna change until we go. All right, we'll just Let me see here. I want to make sure I give you some right stuff here. And I don't like that either. I want to make sure I give you good news, not the bullshit. Not the bullshit. All right. Oh my goodness. What is it? I forgot. What day is it? I don't care. Listen, folks, every celebration is a pagan celebration. Can I say it again? Every celebration is a pagan celebration. And when I say every celebration, I mean that our oppressors decide to celebrate. If you're getting a wished happy anything day and not responding with do that here, then you're just not in Wakanda, man. You know, I mean, you're just not there. We don't do that here. And I don't have a problem about your hurt feelings. No, I'm not Merry Christmasing you. I don't give a damn about the New Year's, no Thanksgiving, no Halloweens, no birthdays. Get out of my face. What do I got to say? I'm anti-pagan all the way. And so Mother's Day is absolutely no different. It's absolutely no different. So folks, please, as much as, I'm sure this is a wonderful day and everybody's making money, and, you're throwing flowers mom's way. That's just precisely what I got to say about Mother's Day. All right, continuing. Hey, continue. What is this? How is this happening? Whoa, what's this? 10 ways DeSantis is making LGBTQ, strange how that flows off the tongue now, Black and immigrant communities feel welcome in Florida, but Negroes have to leave, right? Is that what he's talking about? So he's making everybody welcome. Some LGBTQ immigrants' rights and Black advocacy organizations have made a great show of issuing national traveler advisories. So basically, they're just daring them to come here. Oh, Jesus. Listen, folks. Listen. They're on the trajectory to destroy this country within. And laying out an open invitation to anyone that wishes to destroy it from without to do so. It's an irreversible trajectory. And Florida, Ron DeSantis is just a microcosm of the macrocosm that is this country. Cosmic cacophony of caucasity. And now they are expressing with everything they can as white supremacists a land they can muster before it all goes under and asunder. And all they're going to do is sit back and wonder. I don't know. Ron DeSantis, what a vile creature. What a petty, small, whiny reprobate of an individual. And if I can add greasy, not because of his Italian heritage, he looks greasy. And I'm going to tell you something, Ron, baby, I know you read my stuff. Your wife's not happy. I've seen the fake look, the fake smile. I've seen it before, baby. It's just, and don't do the fucking finger. Don't raise your finger when you're talking to an audience that you want to have respect you. I don't give a fuck. But what else do I got for you, Ron? I don't know, bro. You're talking about how well you can screw up a state and want to run for president. Hey, don't be late. Run, baby, run. Next. All right. You guys know how I feel about this. Kansas Aviation Museum honors Black aviators and hopes to inspire new ones. For what? For what? So you can strangle their grandsons on the subway because you feel a weak, frightened white male? What do you mean? What are you doing? What? Why? What do you want to see? You honored the Black aviators that you were prejudiced against at the time? What is this? What is the disingenuousness of these offers? And they keep coming. I mean, they're just a celebration of their bullshit in reverse. Offering Negroes who happen to survive the horror, the hellfire, the hellscape of white supremacy in the 30s and 40s, how you managed to live through this and do your job. We just want to thank you 70 years later. Let me tell you something. If you even consider for a moment accepting these prizes, these recognitions, why not at least one Negro take it and throw it somewhere in their face and tell them to take their niceties and shove it where the sun don't shine? Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't like a celebration of being here. There's nothing to celebrate. There's nothing joyous about this experience. There's nothing that we need to take from this other than we need to maintain worship of the true high God at all times. That's it. That's what we get from this experience. Not, the wealth on the way out, not while you're here. Not while you're here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say all of the folks that are wealthy, that have gained their wealth through efforts by being in the glide path of this place will lose it if they expect to make a second exodus. Get out of here. Well, hey, look, folks, studies back up fact that generational trauma has detrimental on the mental health of Black youth. Well, I don't know. They murder us, they kill us, they strangle us. These kids watch, and they also watch no one held accountable for it. I don't know. Would that affect their psyche? What would it do to their? I wonder what would happen if their children were murdered by police at the rate our children are. I wonder what would happen if the reverse osmosis of the situation came into fruition and suddenly they found themselves on the receiving end of what we receive. You best believe. Anyway, it's a break. All right, I'm continuing. Hey, I'm on a roll. So here's a big surprise. Lawmakers on reparations panel warn Black Californians not to expect huge payouts. Listen, it could be difficult to garner enough support for those large payments, brothers and sisters. I'm just keeping it real with you, okay? Now, look, they're putting it very nicely. That State Senator Stephen Bradford said that he remains realistic, that it could be difficult to garner enough support for large payments. No. It could be difficult to stave off the enragement of, let's begin with the Latinos, who will start the onslaught of lawsuits. They've done it before. Negro businessmen were getting something in Philadelphia about a year and a half ago, and the first people in court were those some embrace in the false 12 tribe chart. I wish you would talk to our supposed Hebrew brothers about that, but let's expect it. I mean, and I'm just going to go ahead and say, the Proud Boys themselves will probably sue to stop any disbursement of funds to Negroes just for shits and giggles. Shoot. I don't understand. Is there hope? Are there brothers and sisters taking out loans in anticipation of what they think California will put in their pockets? Let me tell you something. Not a woke Negro had better take a single dime of that money. That's going to give them permission to say what they want to say. Let the N-word fly. Oh my. You put that money in your pocket and all bets are off. We're even Steven, and they don't want to hear your shit anymore. And by God, they don't have enough money for that shit. So, we're done. Next, all right, the Doug Rice Show. I am the Doug Rice. What? Migrants dumped in Chicago shelter could destroy Black communities, residents say. Residents of Chicago's South Side continue to protest a plan to house illegal immigrants in an abandoned high school in the neighborhood, insisting that it would endanger Black residents already struggling. Oh my God. You mean it would add insult to the injury that we've suffered in this country for centuries? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that the weight and presence of these human beings that don't like you, oh yeah, you say that that's somehow going to affect your lifestyle within an already downtrodden and ill-fated, underfunded neighborhood? Is that what you're saying, that somehow they're going to take from you? Well, let me say this to you. Why not flip it on its head and welcome them? Huh? Why not get a few hundred, a few thousand Negroes locally and go down to that high school with as much as they can carry to help these individuals, feed them, clothe them? Why not show them something different? But no, we tend to reflect that attitude of our oppressor and thinking that individuals can somehow encroach on your existence, an existence that they complain about on the daily. For damn sake, Chicago, of all the places they want to put immigrants, you're complaining that they put it in Chicago. Flip it, go down there, make them live large, give them everything you got. See what the Creator might do for you. Moving on, I just thought I'd throw that out there because, you know, this ain't nobody's land except the folks on reservations. And they gonna get it back, I hope. We'll see how it works. Wasn't this interesting? I just running long today, I don't care. Black couple accused of smelling like weed, forced to leave restaurant and they're suing. What the, are you serious? Well, I don't know, let me see. A couple was forced to leave their table at a Memphis restaurant because the manager twice of smelling like weed. The couple, who were both black, realized that Houston, stop. What are you doing, your black ass, in Houston? What are any of you doing in Houston? What are you doing here? What are you doing? What are you doing? What? You expect something different. Oh, you expect fair treatment, don't you? It's so cute. Look, folks, you think there haven't been people coming to restaurants smelling like pot? Sure. Has he asked them to leave? Probably. Has he had to call the cops on him? Nah. Fuck out. But the Negro energy. Have I talked about the Negro energy? The Negro energy is a powerful force. It's a causality. It creates effects. It has effects. And so you can't be 1 to 2.5 degrees right or left in offense to their delicate sensibilities and not pay for it dearly. And that's just the way it is. Hopefully, you know, you get some money out the biz. Next stop. In the name, okay. He went where? He went Biden previews 2024 election pitch to young voters in Howard University commencement speech, and they are gonna all vote for him because they're in the system. See, wouldn't be going there if they weren't in the system. They're down with the system. So, good crowd, Biden, good crowd. We're coming to a close, folks, relax. Yes, crazy. All right, I talked about this before. Pitt study. Pregnant black women disproportionately tested for drug use at hospitals. Why is that? Why? I'll tell you why. They assume the narrative. They assume the running narrative that flows through their minds when they see all black behind. So they look at a pregnant Negro and assume drugs. There they go. That's why it's an attitude. You know, it's posing the question is the disingenuousness. That to me is the most offense. I mean, to pose it, they're disproportionately tested for drug use. Yeah, because, well, white folks, man. you know, and their goddamn problems, you know. Next, almost done, folks. Well, I've been saying that. All right. Here's a good one. Let's stop acting like January 6th was worse than 2020 Black Lives Matter riots. I don't care. It's a moot point because no one who's made up their mind about that will have it changed with that headline. So let's move on. And I think we're done. All right. Kansas Republicans want Black and women's groups kicked off the board. And they're just open about it now. We just don't want anywhere around us. That's all. And so we just want them gone. That's okay with you. Is it okay? Because we're in Kansas, right? I mean, why would you have your Black ass in Kansas in the first place? So please, get off the board. I'm just calling me not surprised. Behind those eyes. Oh, okay, so what's this now? Look at this. I can't run out of this. Outrageous. Black OLAT student says harassers put N-word on metal piece made in class. That news? They wrote the N-word or put it on the metal piece and you upset you in your feelings, huh? You in your feelings. Well, they don't like you. See, you more likely, oh, yes, and your name is Karubal Solomon, yet you remind them of a Negro. So they don't like you, Mr. Solomon. Somebody's got to tell them. Next, I'm just keeping it 100. Anything? No? Why is this relevant? I don't understand this. What is this? In 1984, subway vigilante Bernard Getz shoots 4 Black men in New York City. Yes, he did. Yes, he absolutely did. I know the story. The story, Judge, because I know the story. It's a very interesting story, and he's a very interesting individual. I'm not going to judge till you read it. Then maybe we'll talk about something. I don't know. All right, folks, we're going over an hour. I know, but there's so much news, like the order temporary blocks appointed judge in mostly Black cities and county in Mississippi, which is okay, but they're going to get their way because they want us under control before they're put under control, because that's how they roll. Oh, and for God's sake, as long as it's Black, and it seems criminal, let's put a headline on it. Watch as a Black bear opens door, climbs in and snatches bears on a bear. Oh, give me a break. I like that. All on code. All right, and lastly, I guess, here is Stephen Benjamin, the most senior Black man in the White House. What the fuck? So the former mayor of Columbia tells a griot he looks forward to telling the good news. The good news. He's a senior Black man, and he's so happy and so polished and so bald-faced, which means he's. Why do they make them just shave off the hair? Just, you gotta go. You gotta comply. Resistance is futile. I don't know why. All right, folks, that's it for me. I have worn down to a nub, except for this one, because it's the rub. 2 Met police officers sacked after kicking, punching 14-year-old Black boy. When they say Black boy, they are over in London, so I can assume that. My God, man. I mean, so it's a global resentment against us. They hate us, and they're real about it. They're committed like you read about it. I just hope to understand they consider this their land. If you don't believe me, Madam Mural in Ann Arbor vandalized for second time in 8 days. What's on their mind? What is on their mind? All right, that's it. All right, folks. What a news day. I think we had a good show. I think we already know. You got to be careful out there now. It's dangerous. Dangerous situations, dangerous people, dangerous Negro. So many of us are not woke. No joke. And they will snuff you out. Yes, they will smoke. And I don't warn enough about the dangers that we face from our own, only because this is a public forum. And I don't want our ass shown. So I may do a few things on a private venue, some new things, depending on how these are received. But I believe we have yet to see the best bet. All right. Hope everybody enjoyed what I have provided, the show. This is the Doug Rice Show. Again, those are the offerings of offering, if you offer ing. And my hat's off to Detrina if she has done her job. If she has not, she wasn't here. And so my thoughts are with her. Hope she's okay. What else? Hey, like, subscribe, and share. Subscribe to the channel. I only have 1,600 subscribers. I need you to understand this. This is not a popularity contest for me. And I'm an anti-populist. I want my numbers marginally small because I want to do this from the right perspective and right motive. So I implore you, as always, to get the goddamn grin off your faces, but more than that, keep out of their fucking faces. All right, we good? We good? All right, I gotta go. My voice is about to go as well, so I will neglect doing the get the goddamn grin off your face, but as long as I'm still recording in this place, do me a favor. Get that goddamn grin off your faces in public places. I gotta go. All right. Enjoy.